let's say you make, what's a good income in the States? Like 100,000, six figures. Let's say you make 100K USD a year. And your buddy makes, your friend slash girlfriend makes 40. What's the median average? 36? 36K. Something like that. Whatever. Basically, you're doing okay, and the person that you care about, whatever it happens to be, a friend or a girlfriend, they're basically at the poverty line, right? 40? Okay. Whatever, semantics. Now, when you're in that scenario, and let's say it's been a friend of like, you're like childhood friends or something like that, and they're just on hard times. That's happened to me too. They're just like a childhood friend, and they're on hard times, and you just like hanging out with them. They're just like good people, and you just like hanging out with them, right? Now, usually when people go and hang out, they go for food, or they do activities, or they play sports together or something. The thing is, everything you do with that person, 80% of it is going to have some kind of monetary cost. Whether it so like even something as simple as like gas for the car to pick them up and drive them, cost of dinner, cost of activity. You go to you take them to the movies, cost you $20 for like a popcorn or whatever, right? Just fucking little things of this like constant cost, right? Now this person can obviously afford it. This person obviously cannot, but you enjoy spending time with them, right? So the common sense conclusion to that problem is, I'll just pay for it. It's not that big of a deal. Like $10 for a popcorn is not a big deal to this person, but is a massive deal to this person, right? You're just like, yeah, I'll pick you up, bro. It's fine. Don't worry about giving me gas money, or I'll pay the fee so we can go wall climbing or something, or I'll pay the fee for the gym so we can go play tennis, something like that, right? You're just like, whatever. It means nothing to this person up here, right? Now, so let's say a year goes by and you're just like, you've just been covering things for that people. Now, here is the human nature component of it. It is now normalized in that person's reality for you to pay. This always happens because humans have a baseline of their reality and their existence. So, and the way this translates to dating and women and stuff is, if you pay for everything all the time, they start to expect you to pay for everything all the time. And when you lose your job, or you're like, I don't want to do that anymore, or you just had like a bad month or something, now all of a sudden you're taking something away from that person. So for my example, one of them was just car rides for a IRL friend of mine. I would just drive them all the time because they didn't have a car. So the one time I'm like, I don't want to pick you up today. I just don't want to. It's like, now they're like, oh, it's like, how do I word this? When you've normalized a person's reality in a certain way, and you try to take it away after, because it's the me constantly giving rides is taking value from me and not providing any. Constantly paying for a girl in perpetuity takes value but doesn't provide any. So when you actually try to take it away or try to renege on the unconscious contract that you've done with that person, it always ends up in a blow up or a clusterfuck, right? So it creates resentment on their part. Fucking bingo. So exactly. So what's the solution to that then? So I had an issue where even if you bring it to the person's awareness, which I always do. You guys know me, I'm really big on gratitude. So I'm like, I was having this conversation with a chick friend of mine like 2 days ago. I'm like, I make way more money than you, so I'm going to pay for this dinner, but I need you to say thank you and be grateful for it. And I need you to never stop saying thank you and being grateful. Now here's the thing. And I'm like prefacing it, because I'm like, I'm not gonna do it every time, because then you're gonna start expecting it. But I need you to always say thank you, right? So no, so here's the thing. If you say, I'll get this one, you get the next one, this person cannot afford it. And then their response will be, I can't afford it, so I can't go out. So the easiest solution is to just like cut that person off and get a new friend, which is what I ended up just fucking doing. Which is unfortunate, because they're a good person. You like hanging out. It's not like they're bad people, right? It's just like it's for me, it's a value exchange. It's like, why do I always have to be the one providing so much more value in order to maintain a friendship of some sort? I'm just like, fuck that shit, dude. So it's like, so let's rewind for a second, okay? Let's say you start dating a new girl, right? And you make 100K and she makes 40K or whatever. And you like this girl. She makes you feel good and it's a fun time, etc., right? Yeah, but they're not doing it on purpose. They're doing it because they just don't have any money. There's a difference between like someone being a piece of shit about it and someone just truly just not having enough money for it. The main issue is the reality normalization over a period of time. That's the main fucking problem, right? Because all humans do that. Because if you are living in Texas, and just like how I went to Japan, and the first couple of days that I was there, I wanted to kill myself with the noise and the ads and whatnot, and the sheer spam of like the depression of all the humans there. After about the fourth day, I started to normalize my reality of being there, and I was conscious of it. I'm like, these ads aren't bothering me as much anymore, right? If you live in Texas and it's like 30 fucking Celsius every day, and you move to fucking Alaska and it's freezing, it might take you a year, but you'll normalize your reality, right? It's a evolutionary mechanism that we have to survive any environment, right? So if you pay for a girl for everything for a year, for the first year, she will be grateful for it, and then slowly she'll stop saying thank you for the same things that she was saying thank you for before. And it's not purposely malicious. It's that she's normalized to it now. And all humans are like that. Friends, what have you, right? That's the way it is. So it's the human's ability to adapt and normalize to their environment. That's the fucking problem. So with that in mind, now, so it's like when you meet a new friend or a new significant other or a new spouse of some sort, what do? So you start dating a girl that makes like 1/4 what you make. How do you go about dating that girl without her normalizing a reality where you're like the sugar daddy? How do you do it? It's fucking impossible. The only thing that I can think of is like every time you pay for something, she has to cook you something, like every single time, or you just don't go out. Or you have to have an equivalent exchange of 50% at all times. But then that fucking sucks too, because then you're always keeping track of a value exchange in your head when you just shouldn't fucking have to, right? It's when they always need help and you never ask them for anything. That's my entire fucking life, dude. I literally I can't be friends with like 99.9% of people because most people just constantly need help with shit. And I never ask for anything. Ever. The only thing I ask for in a friendship is just good vibes. That's literally it, dude. Just can we just fucking laugh together, please? And then it's like, hey, Jufus, you know things. Can you help me with this? It's like, thanks for ruining the friendship. Now you're trying to take value from me. I fucking hate that shit, dude. I hate that. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about you truly care about somebody, but they stop being... This is the whole problem with taking somebody for granted. And it's not natural to do that. So if you live with somebody, you take for granted them being there because your brain has normalized them being there. And it takes a very, very, very switched on fucking person and a very self-aware person to constantly remind themselves, hey, I should be grateful that this person is making the decision to be with me every single day, kind of thing, right? 99% of humans aren't like that, though. You have to actually... Oh, what's up? What's up, Nori?
He who has
and employees, yeah.
$5. I only help Lila. Screw you, Jufs. JK. Take care
of
Lila
yeah.
and the FC farm.
That's a great point. So, the reason why men usually attach themselves to animals so much is for that very reason, because the animal seems to never take for granted the things that you do for them. I don't know why. It's just dogs and cats or whatever. Like, so like the dog is always happier than a pig in shit to just see you when you come home from work every day. Their excitement level to see you every single day doesn't go down over time because they always have the same amount of excitement to see you. Same with my cat. Same with fucking... Do you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yes. So that's why we tend to gravitate towards the love and affection towards animals and not other humans, because the human will desensitize it and normalize it, I guess because we evolved that way and animals didn't for some reason. So in my situation, or in a myriad of situations, I'm like, this is definitely a me problem, but I'm hypersensitive to the value exchange and the gratitude exchange. So if I meet a new friend, say I meet a new buddy, I'm like, fuck, I'll just pay for it, man. I don't care about fucking $10 popcorn. I don't fucking care. I'd rather spend time with you, right? Because the person is providing good vibes. And then after about a year, my hypersensitivity starts noticing that they stop saying thank you and they stop being grateful over time. And then I'm like, okay, well, now the value exchange is going into the other person's favor over time because they're not being grateful and appreciative that I'm doing all this for them. But it's normal to do that as a human. So I'm like, can you not be human, please, and just like be infinitely grateful that I'm doing all this for? Can your brain please just not normalize this? Right? So I had this conversation with my friend the other day. So I'm like, you start dating a new girl and it's like, you need to like flow chart that shit. It's like, pay once, do not pay 2 times. Pay once, or only 50-50 or anniversaries only. It's like you have to, you almost have to purposely give them less at all times so that when you give them more once, it means something. So humans are so fucked up, dude. Humans are so fucking dumb. So girl has a guy that pays for everything all the time. Humans are so fucking dumb, bro. She will appreciate homeless banjo guy that pays once in a blue moon, because the guy that pays for it once in a blue moon means more because it's rarer. It's rarer for that guy to do that. So logically speaking, this behavior makes zero fucking sense, but evolutionarily it makes perfect sense. So it's like, so the only thing that I'm learning and the only lessons that the universe teaches me is don't give your friends rides, don't fucking pay for anything ever, don't put in any fucking effort ever, only do it once in a blue moon so that it means something. That's what I've learned, which makes no fucking sense. So I guess you just need other wealthy friends that don't need shit from anything. Humans are fucking retarded. You would think the person would be like, man, this person is providing a lot of fucking value. I should really just like be on my best behavior and be grateful that they're doing this all for me in perpetuity so that I don't lose it. That's not what happens, is it? If anything, they will villainize you for doing it. Hang on, let me catch up here. Dude, every single guy that I know that has a cat and a wife loves the cat more. Every single fucking guy. They don't, you know what it's so funny. You know what the first sign is? The wife knows too. The wife will always be like, you love that cat more than me, because she can see how much affection you're giving the cat. Happened to me too, man. Happening to my buddy right now. He's like taking all these selfies with the cats and shit. It's so fucking, the wife's like, wow, you really just love that cat way more than me. He's just like, and for me, the answer was always because this cat has the same level of gratitude of me being there as day one, whereas you're normalized now. Now you expect it. You're not grateful for it. You're expecting it. The cat is grateful for it, does not expect it. The cat loves me more. That's the other half of it too, Newman. That's exactly it. Cats usually gravitate towards men as well. It's not even, dude, it's not I don't know of a single woman that is aware of that behavior. Not one. No, that's not it, Fatty McChubbs, no. Not if you're reminding them. It's a normalization thing. It's not an assumption thing. Went to a sports bar, picked up the tab for all of us. They asked me why I would let them pay. They asked you why you would let them pay? I must have misunderstood that. I would eliminate those friends. I might have misread that, Nori. It does not depend on the individual, man. That's the thing, Big Nick. Yes, that's the thing. That's the thing. Why does she need to know you make 100K a year? It's not it is about that, and it isn't about that. Man, it's like what? So wealthy people like Keanu Reeves, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, what have you. All these guys donate a shit ton of money to charities. They're just like people that are wealthy. They're not selfish people. They're just they want successful wealthy people. Contrary to popular belief, they do want to help and they want other people to win. It's this dumbass fucking behavior at the bottom that makes them not help people. So now let's say I start dating a new chick fucking a month from now. I have to hide everything about me to make sure that she doesn't, to make sure that it's like, oh, 50-50. I can't afford to take you to Seattle for a day. It's like, nope, I can't buy a new car. My car in the driveway. This house, I'm renting this house. You have to be so fucking dishonest in order to prevent natural human behavior of desensitization and normalization. It's a fucking joke, dude. It's a joke. Why do we have to do that? Why? Why isn't this shit taught in schools, man? Or just get a cat. Yeah, exactly, Bobo Kiki. Long time no see, by the way. Yeah, so you're like, usually you have to explain. It's like, I think it's human nature, loss aversion priority. We talked about this before, but loss aversion is the default human priority. So when you approach your friend and you're like, bro, I'm not getting as much value out of this friendship because I always have to drive you around all the time. They're always going to get mad. They're going to play the blame game. I banned somebody from the Discord. It's always my fault that I'm Hitler about rules and not their fault for breaking them. That's just how humans are, right? So it's best to just never pay for anything in the first place, except for the first date. Pay for the first date, right? Otherwise, though, you have to get them to so let's say Keanu Reeves is dating a fucking Starbucks barista. Doesn't it make logical sense that he would just pay for everything? He doesn't need the money. And she does. So you would think that it would make her happy by being with him, by him paying for everything. Why do you think none of them do it? Because the person that gets everything covered just gets normalized to it. It's fucking brutal, dude. Managing human fucking psychology is insufferably infuriating. It really is. One of my female friends asked me my salary, and it felt so wrong inside. Why did it feel wrong? Why would she ask you in the first place, though? I'm sure that conversation had a lead up of some sort. It's not even about being a sugar daddy, though. No. It's literally it's a mathematical economics equation. That's all it is. It's not a sugar daddy thing. She doesn't know that you're a sugar daddy when she first meets you. You're not leading with money. No, that's a different problem. No. You don't lead with money. You're just like this $20. She's like, I can't afford to go bowling because I got to pay my rent this month or whatever. And like, I got the bowling. Don't worry about it. And then you just do that over the span of a year. It's like $10 here and there, or whatever. It's not like sugar. You're not paying her rent. You're not paying her fucking groceries. None of that shit. Keanu might be okay with the barista being no one's okay with that, though. No one likes to be taken for granted or unappreciated. That goes both ways too, by the way. A guy's normalized to shit too. So if a woman does laundry, let's say she's a stay-at-home mom, does laundry and cooks food every day for when he gets home, he will stop saying thank you for all this effort over a long span of time as well. That's not gender-based. That's just normal. And then she will start to feel like she's being taken for granted and not appreciated because he normalized to her effort. So you have to be very fucking conscious and say, I really appreciate you cooking food every single day. And you have to fucking say it every single day. And you have to, once in a while, bring her like a box of chocolates and just say, like, this is for you always cooking dinner all the time. And then that's her one dopamine hit that you give her once every few months. So and then you have to reverse Uno the fucking psychology as well the other way. So that, like, let's say if I'm driving my buddy every single day to work or something like that, yeah, it doesn't take much. I'm driving my buddy to work every single day, and he says thank you every day. I'm normalized to his thank yous. And then that starts not becoming enough. But once in a while, he's like, bro, I got you this Snickers bar for always driving me. Thank you so much. All grievances fucking gone, dude. All of them. Even I'm susceptible to this shit, man. Like people, like the human normalization shit is fucking retarded, dude. I wish we weren't like that. I wish we weren't like that, dude. Just have a box of Snickers bars ready to go at all times. That's the fucking secret, okay? It's dude, it's so maddening for me because I'm aware of all this and nobody else seems to be aware of any of it. And it's always me having to like flow chart people's fucking emotions. And it drives me fucking insane, dude. Why are we just programmed robots that respond to the same shit, man? We're not even individuals. Anyway, that's what I want to talk about today because I've been encountering that a lot, man. lately. So I'm always having to constantly. So because whenever I have a friends group for a long time, I always notice normalizations of certain things. And usually it ends up being me losing value over the long haul and them getting way more. So I have to cut off those friendships and start over again and try again. And it's just every 2 fucking years, I got to cut off and start again. Cut off, start again. Because there's always this normalization and shit. Even just like, back in the car days, people would be like, hey, can we come over and just use some tools? It's like, yeah, sure, why not? I don't mind you coming over. We get to hang out and we get to work on the car and do some tools. The slow normalization was, in order for us to hang out now, this guy needs to come over and work on his car. And then a year goes by and I'm like, well, fuck. So I need to cut this off, start again. No one's allowed to come over and use my tools anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, so you have to be like hyper aware at all times to just like never provide value to another human other than good emotions in the moment. Otherwise, they will take for granted the value that you're providing. It's fucking insufferable, dude. And the more useless you are, the less this affects you as well, right? The more value you constantly take from other people, you're not going to see it as a problem, right? Yeah, but you just don't think about it. It's you have to learn as you go, right? Me buying a popcorn for $10 for a friend or driving them to work doesn't compute as like, it doesn't compute as like an issue until like a year later. You're like, why is this a fucking issue? Why is it I just don't want to drive you today and now all of a sudden it's a fucking problem? It's like, are you not factoring in the other 354 days that I drove you, but we're focusing on the one that I don't feel like it? Yeah, apparently. I've never given a homeless person money and they haven't said thank you. That's never happened to me. That would be odd. Then I would think that person is a grifter, not an actual homeless person. Because a grifter would be expecting to get the money. Why do you guys think whenever somebody donates like $1 or $2 or 10 subs, whatever, I try to be very conscious of giving all those people the same level of respect? Because when you go to large streams, they're like, Newman, thanks for the 5. J Pool, thanks for the 5. Paulie, thanks for the 5. They expect it. They're desensitized to it. Now they're not grateful for it anymore because they get it so much. Right? It works on every level, normalization and desensitization. Right? And then I'm like, no. I don't know how hard that guy worked for that $2. Therefore, I'm going to be fucking insanely grateful for it, right? I try to be anyway. I even catch myself sometimes. I'm like, oh, another fucking Prime. Who cares? But I'm like, no. Say thank you to the Prime, right? It's hard trying to combat the psychology that we were born with, right? It's so fucking difficult, dude. It's always the fucking 10mm, dude. There are people that will argue that it's not a real friendship if you're keeping track. I agree, but it's just subconscious. It's just a feeling that you get. So most people aren't conscious of the value exchange. They just start feeling the human brain knows, man. When you start feeling resentful towards your partner, or that's a red flag. You get snippy with them. You get short with them. You don't want to, you come home 30 minutes later for some reason, but you're not really conscious of why. What's really happening is the value exchange is not there anymore.
He who has more bands donated $5. Tell her to come say thank you to all these supporters.
Who, the cat? I don't even know where she is right now. She rubbed my leg a second ago. Thank you for the 10 today, Nori, by the way. But no, that's basically what it is. If you start feeling resentful towards one of your friends or your spouse, that usually means that your subconscious is telling you that the value exchange means that you're giving more and not receiving an equal amount in return. That's all that means. My man Nori with 10. And then you just list that shit out. Be like, hey, okay, so why do I feel resentful towards this person? Oh, they kind of don't appreciate what I do for them anymore. What do they not appreciate anymore? Well, they don't really appreciate that I go to work for 10 to 12 hours a day to try and provide for this family. It's like they kind of expect, they don't even say thank you anymore. And here's a classic one. When we first started dating, she would cook me really high effort meals, and now I get fucking hamburger helper in the microwave. It's slowly so she's still cooking, but the value and effort of the meal is not the same as it was before, and your subconscious is always subconsciously keeping track of that. Therefore, you're getting more resentful as time goes on. Now, you have to be aware of the ones that you're doing too, because it goes both ways, right? Is she doing hamburger helper now because you slowly stopped doing something as well? And maybe she's resentful. So it's fucking tough, man. It's super tough. You know what? I would go so far as to say that it's actually more functional and simple if you literally fucking, I haven't tried this. Maybe you know what? The next new friendship or girl I date or something like that, I'm gonna fucking test this and report back, okay? I'm gonna fucking draw a line on a piece of paper and I'm gonna say, these are the value exchanges that we are providing each other, and we both agree that this is an equal exchange. And we have to maintain these fucking value exchanges in order to not resent each other. Because what always happens is it's always unwritten. The value exchange at the beginning is two people agreeing on a contract that's not written down anywhere. It's just like, oh, hey, I kind of like this person's company. I like this person's company. But really, there's a subconscious contract going on there, right? This person's hot and I get to fuck them, and this guy makes me laugh. And that's the fucking transaction, right? Well, yeah, but you have to be conscious of it, though. And so, I wonder how a girl would react to that. I'm gonna test it, and I'm gonna report back to you, because I've never tested that before. I've always been going under the guise of remind them. So like remind the friend. It's like, hey, I just want you to keep saying thank you every time I drive you. Hey, just every time I pay for a meal, I just want you to say thank you, right? Maybe I'll fucking write that shit down next time, man.